My fiancée threatens to call off our wedding if I didn't meet her demands. So I ended things right there. I was engaged to this girl Amanda for about 8 months. We'd been dating for 3 years before that, and honestly, everything seemed perfect. She was smart, funny, had a good job as a dental hygienist, got along great with my family. We set the wedding date for June and started planning. Normal stuff at first. We booked this nice venue by the lake, picked out invitations, did all the things engaged couples do. But around February, Amanda started acting different. She'd make these little comments about how the wedding needed to be perfect, how it was the most important day of her life and everything had to go exactly right. I figured it was just normal wedding stress. Then came the demands list. One night in March, Amanda sat me down at our kitchen table with an actual printed document. She called it our wedding agreement. I thought maybe it was about splitting costs or finalizing the guest list. But when I started reading, my stomach dropped. The first demand was that I had to lose 30 pounds before the wedding. She said she'd been looking at our engagement photos and I looked too heavy next to her, wanted me to match her aesthetic for pictures. I'm not a small guy, I'm 6'2" and about 210 pounds. Not super fit, but not overweight either. Second demand was that I had to pay for her entire bachelorette party in Miami. Not just contribute, pay for everything. Flights, hotel, dinners, clubs for her and 8 bridesmaids. She estimated around $12,000 total. Third demand was that my best man couldn't be my brother Kyle. Amanda said Kyle was too loud and would embarrass her at the reception. She wanted me to pick her cousin Derek instead, some guy I'd met twice. There were 7 demands total, each one more insane than the last. I had to return the wedding band I'd already bought because she decided she wanted a different style that cost $3,000 more. I had to uninvite my college roommate because Amanda thought he was immature. I had to agree to move to a different apartment after the wedding because our current place wasn't nice enough for a married couple. The last demand was the worst. Amanda wanted me to cut off contact with my ex-girlfriend Sarah. Here's the thing, Sarah and I dated for like 6 months in college 5 years ago. We'd been friends ever since, totally platonic. She was even friends with Amanda and was invited to the wedding. But Amanda suddenly decided it was inappropriate for me to have any contact with an ex-wife. I just stared at this list for a solid minute. Amanda was sitting across from me with her arms crossed, looking completely serious. I asked if she was joking. She said no, these were her terms for the marriage. If I really loved her and wanted this wedding to happen, I'd agree to everything. That's when I realized this wasn't about wedding planning or stress, this was about control. Amanda was testing how far she could push me before I pushed back. I took a deep breath and slid the paper back across the table. I told her I wasn't agreeing to any of this. She got this shocked look on her face, like she couldn't believe I was saying no. Then she played her final card. She said if I didn't meet her demands, she'd call off the wedding. Just like that. No discussion, no compromise. Either I did what she wanted or it was over. I looked at her for a long moment. This woman I'd planned to spend my life with was literally holding our relationship hostage over a list of unreasonable demands. And I realized something important. If she was doing this now, before we were even married, what would she demand after? I stood up from the table and told her she didn't need to call off the wedding because I was ending it right now. Amanda's face went from confident to panicked in about 2 seconds. She started backtracking immediately, saying she didn't mean it like that, she was just stressed, we could negotiate. But I was already done. I packed a bag that night and stayed at Kyle's place. Spent the next week canceling everything, losing deposits, explaining to confused family members why the wedding was off. Amanda tried texting and calling for weeks, sent me long messages about how she overreacted and we could work it out, but I never responded. My mom actually thanked me later, said she'd been worried about Amanda's behavior but didn't want to interfere. Turned out I wasn't the first guy Amanda had pulled this kind of thing with. Her ex before me had similar stories about her making demands and ultimatums. I dodged a massive bullet.